Now we're going to set up some equipment profiles in Maintenance Book. You'll need to have defined at least one equipment type in order to do this. We covered that in the last tutorial called Maintenance Book Configuration. We'll start by logging in. To set up your equipment, you'll need to be logged in as a Maintenance Book admin. Go into Maintenance Book, then go to the Equipment section. You'll see the search screen. Since we haven't set up any equipment yet, if we click Search, we won't see any equipment. To add some, we click the Add Equipment link. All you really have to do here is pick the equipment type and enter a name or ID number for the piece of equipment. Within an equipment type, the name has to be unique. So you can have pickup to and trailer to, but you can't have two different pieces of equipment of the same equipment type, both with the exact same name. So basically you can't have more than one pickup, both called to. And if you accidentally try to do something like that, the system will warn you and it won't let you. You can add whatever other information you'd like. Whatever will help you and your maintenance crew. And you can change any of that information anytime later on if you want. But only provide a value for out of service date if you no longer maintain that piece of equipment. When you do that, all historical information about the equipment will be maintained, but you won't be able to add any new repair or service records to it. And it won't count toward your equipment total for billing purposes. If you set the out of service date accidentally, you can come back into that piece of equipment and clear it out again if you need to. Once you hit save, the page shows the information about the equipment you just entered, and it has a couple of other sections that show service information. We'll add one more. So now if we click the Equipment tab and rerun the equipment search without any search criteria, we'll see all the equipment we just added. If you have a lot of equipment in the system, you might want to restrict the results by equipment type or by entering the name of the equipment. And you really only need to enter part of the name. If you click on the name of the piece of equipment, you see the summary page for that piece of equipment. If you need to edit any of the main information about the equipment, just click on the Edit button. Change what you want, and click Save. Beneath that main section is an area showing service and repair history. By default, these sections are collapsed, because over time these can fill up with a lot of data. If you want to see all the services that have been logged for this equipment, click the Show link to expand that section. Since this is a new piece of equipment and we haven't logged any services yet, we don't see any records in the table. The Repairs section works the same way. Over to the right is an area showing the current service situation for this equipment. Maintenance Book knows the equipment type of this piece of equipment. It also knows which service types apply to that equipment type. So it shows them in this table. It shows when the last service of each type was done on this piece of equipment and when the next one is due. If a service is overdue, it will indicate that too by showing it as bold. Since we don't have any service history for this equipment yet, the table's empty. Above that is a link that says Open Printable Report. If you click this, you'll get a new screen that shows the entire maintenance history of this piece of equipment. That screen is optimized for printing. It doesn't have any of the site navigation or header links. We'll look at that a bit later after we create some service and repair records for the equipment. So that's all there is to finding information about a piece of equipment and loading a new piece of equipment within Maintenance Book.